At the end of a hard week, it's great to sit down, take some time off, and watch some football. Game-winning touchdowns on 2-minute drives, running backs racing down the sidelines with no one to stop them. There is nothing else like the NFL, and there's no better way to make the games even more exciting than to bet on them. So do the smart thing. Go to mybookie.ag. No one gives you more ways to win than they do. MyBookie's got the fastest payouts and better lines than any other sportsbook. Don't forget, where you're betting is just as important as who you're betting on, and mybookie.ag is the best in the business. It's where I play and where you should too. If you're the kind of guy that likes to bet a little and win a lot, try a parlay. If all of your bets hit, you can multiply your winnings quite a lot. Join now and MyBookie will double your first deposit. Use promo code CryptoStreet to activate the offer. That's promo code CryptoStreet. Visit mybookie.ag today. You play, you win, you get paid.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Let's go.
Round one. Fight.
Thank you for tuning in to the Crypto Street Podcast. Here are your hosts, Killer Whale, Prince, and Crypto Dale.
And remember to tip your waitress.
What's up, everybody? You are tuning in Crypto Street Podcast. This is Dale. I'm just sad, depressed tonight. Not related to crypto, but because my losing Cubs are eliminated from the playoffs. Baseball season is over for me. I don't give a shit about it anymore. Full-fledged football. Baseball's stupid. How you guys doing?
That just reminded me. I had a futures bet on the Cubs way back at the start of the season, so I guess that's down the drain now. I forgot about that.
You know who else you got some futures bets on?
Hey, the Bears
Stop
all the way.
Super Bowl, year 2019-2020, Super Bowl champions of the world.
Tell me you guys saw Trubisky out there looking like a young Joe Namath, right? Like, just tossing bombs.
I don't know if I ever saw that.
The guy looked
reborn. He was slinging.
He was reborn. Like, that was a whole new player. I don't care how bad his opponent was. Like, I don't care.
MVP?
That was a new player. Yeah.
Is this versus the Redskins you talking about?
Yeah, like it's
Not just
Did the Bears defense score like 2 or 3 touchdowns that game, or am I?
Hey, you know what?
Okay.
Your studs got to lead, right? They got to lead by example, and the defense leads. That's what they do.
All we care about is championships, and he played MVP caliber.
Oh, hell yeah.
So it's just showing you. Well, that might be a stretch.
That's the turning point in the season right there.
It is.
Yeah.
Move over everybody else. Just give them the title.
Pretty much.
I hate to say, but this Bears team shares a lot of qualities with like the 2009-2010 Jets. Great defense, great running game. Well, pretty good running game, but the quarterback, oof.
It's gonna be bad.
You know, he makes it interesting. We'll say that.
Yeah,
That's a good way to put it. It reminds me a lot. Yeah, it reminds me a lot. You know, I'm a Bears fan, and reminds me when Rex Grossman was there. Like, this Brian Urlacher led awesome defense, scored so many defensive touchdowns, and then there's just that turd at quarterback. So,
like the elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about because you don't want to shake his confidence even more. But everyone knows
exactly.
Down.
Hey, you had a great game. You only threw 3 interceptions.
You know what the worst is when they call him a game manager. It's like all that's expected of you is just don't make huge mistakes. Like, that's when you know there's zero trust in the quarterback.
I mean, I can do that. Sign me for half of what you're paying him.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you guys good?
How are you guys feeling after the last couple of days with this dump we had after it seemed like eternal chop?
It's like, you know that scene, is it Tropic Thunder, where the guy's like crouched down and he's just screaming as he's getting like bombed, just survive. I think that's a good representation, right? Like, that's, yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. That was a pretty vicious dump.
It was crazy.
It's probably not over yet.
I don't think it is either.
By the looks of it right now, it looks like it wants to keep pushing lower. So, but yeah, like, fuck, it was pretty vicious. It came on quick.
I gotta say though, I think I prefer that to that boring ass just nothing chop that we had for months. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's not good. It's not a good feeling seeing a dump, but at least it was something. It was like a feeling. I don't know.
It's always like a reminder whenever we get these vicious dumps like we had yesterday of fuck, what a jungle this place crypto is. Like I don't know, like I was trading on Deribit and I was kind of telling you guys like, the move gets going and all of a sudden the option books go empty. Market makers just completely pull out. So it's like if you got open exposure there, you're pretty much fucked that if you got to like take care of it or something. So then you go and you look into the futures and the swap and it's like, well, you don't want to maybe take the swap because the fees right now on it, the funding levels are just insane, and maybe you had too much long exposure, right? And so it's like you need to get a fat short on to cover some of that. Well, do you want to be paying those fat fees? So it's like, okay, so let's go look at the September quarterly that expires at the end of the week. Well, I shit you not, it's like you go over there and you look at it and it's like all the futures, they were all like $500-$600 below spot, just sitting there. Like they just were not moving. It was fucking insane. It was just I was like, yeah, this is just another one of those moments where it just reminded like what a gong show it can be in crypto.
Another day.
Yeah, it was
a good way of putting it.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy just watching it and kind of being on the platform first time during it all.
I like how you said gong show.
It was an underused phrase. I like that a lot.
It's very fitting.
It's interesting though. Like I don't know what, like price. It's kind of got this weird situation now where I'm watching. Okay, like whenever it's dropped below 8,300, it seems to get bought up fairly quickly. And so it's like, okay, are we going to keep doing that right now as we're kind of, we're in the 8,300s right now, but it's like, it's kind of still doing it a little bit where it's reacting. It's like, it seems to be giving it that support kind of that it's looking for at the moment. So does that hold? Who the fuck knows? I guess we're going to see. I still think, yeah, it's like, like end of the week, it's fucking, futures expiry, quarterlies expire, right? So this is that.
And it's right on the 200-day moving average, like right on it right now.
Yeah, so it's
usually a very important level.
Yeah, so it's like, and that's exactly it, right? It's like I think either these, this 8,300 to, I would say, just off the top of my head, that 83, 8,200 zone. I know it's gotten wicked through it a couple times, but in general, that zone seems to be holding up fairly good so far. See if it continues, but I think who is it that posts? Is it Luke Martin that posts like the performance of Bitcoin in the week leading up to?
Yes. You had one today, I think.
Yeah. So traditionally, it's pretty shitty, right? Leading up to them, anyways. Like that's kind of just on par with it, and so it doesn't seem to be any different this week leading up to it. So I think it all plays a part. So it'll be interesting, now getting through this week, just getting through it, and then getting to the next week and just seeing how the next week starts off, how we open up now after that close.
Yeah. And Prince, you've I don't know if you made this publicly, but you've kind of told us a couple times that you thought September was going to be kind of a shitty month. And
this was interesting. Like I was starting to like, because I was kind of, and we've talked about it on the show here too, where, when I'm just looking to simplify things, I'll just look at the trend during the given quarterly's contract, its life after, in that duration where the last quarterly expires and then this one's the next one on tap. And this one's been, since then, back since the end of June kind of thing. I think last one expired was June 27th or 28th or something like that. Since then, the trend has been down. That was when we were pushing up the highs, and now, we're kind of pushing down, and we've just been grinding lower since. But I was kind of like, it was like Bitcoin's really good at just stalling out, sometimes where, it's like the volatility just dies. And then you start wondering, okay, well, are we even going to get the move? Like, what the fuck, And then maybe it'll make a big move, but all of a sudden it'll completely retrace that entire move and it just goes back to where it had started the day. And you're like, well, is this even gonna fucking happen? Like what, like, and so you start to get impatient or something. And, then it'll hit you with the move, right? Bitcoin's really good at that.
Yeah. So where do you guys think we go from here now?
What do you think, Dale?
Well, I knew you'd ask me because whatever. But right now, I mean, I'm short. I don't think the 200-day moving average is going to hold, and I think we're going to dip below it. I hate to say this, and I'm probably wrong, so please don't listen to me. But just my opinion, I think we're going to see 76, 7,500 range at least, maybe dip into the sixes. I know. But that's just kind of, and back to yesterday, I just got to toot my own horn because everyone that knows me knows I'm not really that big of a margin trader, is not really my thing. And I'm trying to get a little better at it and experiment a little bit. But I shorted at night about 95.50 yesterday, closed that right at 9,000. And then my plan was to instantly turn around and long 9,000. But when we got to 9,000, it just kept falling.
Yeah, it split through it quick.
8,500 so fast that
it surprised me. Like it honestly, it caught me off guard how quickly.
Too.
Yeah.
And had I not been, watching it in preset stuff, I'd have been screwed. But then I kind of had felt like that 79, 95, 8,000 range we would see along there, and I had longed 8,200, and then I ended up closing that at 8,500. So pretty good day.
Yeah.
But no, I think if the 200 doesn't hold, we're gonna probably fall into the sixes.
Yeah, I think, and maybe you're more. I don't know. Maybe I'm more optimistic, and maybe I'll end up looking like an idiot for it. Now I can't say if we're gonna hold this 200-day, but if we do fall, I would personally, I believe that 75 zone is gonna hold up for us.
Mm-hmm.
I think there would be a lot of people with 6K area bids that are just going to be left kind of without any fills. 75 has kind of been that zone I was watching for a while. It's like if 85, this 80, and it was always if 85 can't hold, then 75 will probably be on top. Mm-hmm. But now, since kind of re-looking at things, it's like, okay, well, this 83 zone, which seems right now is providing some support, is actually a pretty important zone to be watching. But yeah, I think like going into the end of this week, I honestly I have a hard time seeing any big relief rallies going into the end of this week. I think after the contracts, the CME closes and all that, and the contracts expire, then so we might see the classic weekend pump. That could be something that I could see happening. Just with all that's taking place right now. I'm just really curious to see what the next week, the next after, we go through this weekend coming up and how we're going to perform the next week and try and get a read on, what could be in store for the next quarter. I'm kind of, I'm leaning to the angle that this is, this drop that we have, it's, the long term, it's a buying opportunity. It's just, surfing the volatility in the meantime. So
right.
And the thing is, it's easy to forget, but there has been a sort of smaller uptrend the past 10 months or so, and so I mean it's still up double since then, which is, if you keep things in perspective, I mean that's quite a return.
Exactly.
It doesn't feel like that, but
right.
That's the roller coaster of Bitcoin.
Yeah. But something that's interesting that I've kind of picked up on a little bit is one of the hallmarks, I think, of the last alt season was at the very beginning, there were these sporadic sort of solo alt pumps. So before everything started going up pretty much every single day, there were certain coins where you would just see things pop, and they would go on runs and people would get FOMO and rush into them. Yeah. And then yada, 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 they kind of go in different spurts. And I am seeing some of that. One that I thought was super interesting, this is actually in my fantasy portfolio, is Loom. So Loom was up 35, 36% today. And I don't know why, but it's kind of bucking the trend of a lot of other things. And so I thought that's interesting because I definitely remember that from the beginning of last alt season.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yes, I was writing down the fantasy portfolios, which, by the way, we have a new leader.
Oh God, that means I'm not the leader. This is tough.
We'll get there.
That's tough. Do we want to get into that? Like, I'm curious how these fantasy portfolios are doing.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
Okay, yeah. Since we're talking about it, I'll just bring it up. So still holding down last place is Whale.
Oh my God.
2.847.
Wow, a 2.84. So you went up.
Yeah,
we all went up. Is this updated as of now? Because Loom is
okay. So
Loom's killing it.
Your Loom is up to 1.18 BTC. However, you have one that's the lowest of all.
BNB.
And that is BNB is 0.727 BTC.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
Yeah. Getting shellacked.
Why'd you guys let me pick that?
BNB really just went to the
Oh, funny. In second place. Man, let's talk about that for a second. What's been going on with it?
I didn't expect BNB to get crushed as hard as it has. Like it's like it decided it lost that 30 handle level, and it just ever since that it's just been okay, we're just gonna die. Oh.
Hey, that's true. As soon as 30 went, it was just like it dropped another like 15 points like right away. I'd be remiss if we didn't give a shout out to Ledger for this because he had a great short thesis that he actually submitted to Block Tower's like thesis competition, and he didn't win the competition unfortunately, but it has played out almost perfectly according to what he thought was going to happen. I didn't want to believe it. I kind of dismissed it, but he was spot on.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, shout out Ledge for that, man. In second place is me.
Wait.
Yeah, buddy. With 2.871, and my highest is Ardor at 1.16 BTC.
You said there was a new leader.
Your new leader in town, folks.
Who was the leader last week?
Listen to this. I was leading last week.
Oh.
Prince is your new leader with a balance of 3.035.
The only one profitable.
And your highest is the highest of all. FTT is 1.19 BTC.
Look at that. I'm just above break even, boys. There we go. Surviving.
You're in the green? Yeah. That's the nature of me.
Yeah. Just surviving.
How long ago did we draft? Was it like a month?
Let me see. Yeah, I want to say it's definitely been that long.
I think like exactly 4 weeks. It feels like roughly that, right?
August 20th.
Okay, pretty close, yeah. I'll just say it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yep.
That's all I can say.
Got about 3 months left. Well, I don't know if you've ever been in first place on updates, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You know what? I'm lulling you guys into a false sense of security. I'm lurking behind, saving my energy. I'm going to make a hard push on the home stretch.
When alt season starts beginning of December, you're going to moon ship to the front.
Yep. I planned it like this. I wanted you guys to get comfortable, even though we can't make any changes.
I like your input on the solo pops because Loom has been just going crazy, and we got to get some hopium. You know, like I said, my Bitcoin prediction was that 7,500 range. If we don't really say they were going in the sixes, that is not what I want for the record. I might be short right now, yes, but I am bullish. We're going. I think I said in a tweet something about we're going to dip into X before we hit a new all-time high by end of year.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
No, I still think this is going to end up this is going to be one big buying opportunity. It's just trying not to get steamrolled in the process.
Yeah. I think so too. I'm kind of like, I'm scared to do anything right now. So I'm just going to wait and see how it plays out a little bit more.
I'll say, Dale, like, you're saying like, you think what that tweet made, like, I don't know, what dump to where and then make a new all-time high by end of the year. I could actually see a new all-time high by end of the year. I could
too.
Yeah, to me, it's not out of the question. So I do believe that this, in the grand scheme of things, is a buy opportunity. It's just, how vicious is it going to be in the process? You know what I mean? Because I think in the end it would look back on it and it's just, oh yeah, and I remember that shakeout. Ooh.
Yeah, and there's a thing to, if you're not so comfortable leveraging or using leverage, just some spot buys and hold until, just weather the storm and hold it.
Yeah.
Don't over leverage. That's something we've touched on too, is like, just don't blow yourself up. Yeah. Because this is the kind of stage where you got to like just survive.
And believe us when we say we've all been there, especially Killer and myself.
Yep.
we always used to get Prince saying,
the leverage idiots.
You guys are so dumb.
I don't go above 5x.
Yeah.
5x. That's not even I don't think I've ever gone that low. Like,
that 5x is even there.
Yeah.
How about all the fucking BitMEX liquidations? I mean, was it like 700 million yesterday?
Yesterday was big, fucking huge. Yeah. Like, I don't know, when you see, and where I was saying, like, because I was busy navigating Deribit during it all, so their futures were just getting fucking destroyed. I think FTX, theirs were also like $500 below spot for a while. I think theirs was like down there for the longest. I don't know how MEX was doing though, but I am imagining that some of their futures, it was probably a very similar situation. But yeah, yesterday was that was crazy, right? And it's just all so quickly.
It was so
fast.
fun.
It's so fun.
I don't know where I was saying this, but in a group I was saying it's so much easier to watch and stomach Bitcoin going down when you're in a short position.
Yeah.
Like the whole time of that, I mean, it just instant dumped.
Oh, it was
like just going, and I'm just sitting here, and every single $100, my eyes are just getting bigger, and my smile is growing with it. I mean, it's really shitty to say because I feel bad for you if you got liquidated. But
so during the dump, now this is where it got down to like 85s and then it was kind of like chilling. So when it was around that 85 zone, this is when there was a span on Deribit where it was like, $500 below, right? And so on the futures contract. So I was like, oh, fuck, okay. Because I had a short riding from about like 87 or so. Like it wasn't very far up. But, I see this and I'm like, holy fuck, it's $500 below. It's like, okay, I can't not close this, right? And so I ended up closing it down there, at that nice fucking discounted price. And, sure as shit, like it ended up fucking popping back up probably 5 minutes later. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, okay, nice, like I can add that position on again, because really the position was more of a hedge for some other exposure I had, and so yeah, it kind of worked out nice. But it was just insane. Like honestly, I was impressed I was actually able to get trades through, so it was, that was cool.
Yeah, I was too. That was as everyone knows, I'm now a Canadian citizen, and so when I was on Deribit yesterday, that was kind of nice to see. You hit the order and it goes through instead of I didn't
expect that, so it worked good. That's probably the worst part when these dumps happen. Been stuck behind BitMEX so many times where it's just you're trapped. You can't do anything.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, even when it gets at its worst, though, it's still not as bad as like the older exchanges when you'd be trading on margin and they would just like hit the fan in terms of like too much volume. Like
Polo would just go off.
They were completely offline. Completely offline. Yeah. Like you couldn't even load the page.
Yeah.
You got an error message. Like website unavailable. It's like, what? Like I have a fucking humongous margin position open right now. Unavailable.
Like, highly leveraged.
Yes, I'm risking way too much. Like what?
That's like, that I was just thinking, it's like, just being on Deribit for that, it was like a 10-minute span. That was like a war zone. But now remembering like Polo And when like because it was mainly during the Ripple pumps, when Ripple would really get going, and Polo was like the place to be, and it would just die, and then it would open back up, and it would just be like everybody and their dog complaining that I've just lost my entire life savings. Like, what's going on? I was just up. Yeah, it was like I was just up a house, and then you went offline, and now I'm down everything.
Now my account is zero.
Yeah, what's going on?
That's funny. I think now is a good time to say you should never invest more than you're willing to.
Well, let's just like, and like, because I think like Bybit had some shit recently about just some massive wick, and like, I don't know, like it's the shit is like so ridiculously common in crypto. It's like, it's terrifying, but you almost just gotta like, you kind of just come to expect it, right? It's like, fuck, it's probably gonna happen at some point somewhere. You just hope it's not gonna be where you are when you're in a trade against you or something.
Right.
But yeah, it's just part of it.
I mean, I guess for all the shit that Mex gets, it still holds up fairly well. I mean, of course
like
you get like submission errors, but
you don't get any huge scam wick candles like like say Kraken does or something, right?
That's true.
That's a bright side. Granted, you can't really get any orders through, and somebody else has that edge over you, but you're not going to get scam wicked too aggressively.
I just imagine Arthur like sitting in a dark room, like in a throne type chair, like Emperor Palpatine or something.
Oh my God,
just,
me
like,
too.
Like 12 monitors up, and he's just like looking at the order books, and he's like, "Oh,
Just
stops at 8,300, huh?" And just like just maniacal laughing as he just
not even like he's sitting in this massive room, 3,500 square foot room, and he has 10 monitors, this Emperor's chair, and he's like dumping it. And just seeing liquidations, and he's sitting there going,
That's exactly, yeah.
Evil, cruel laugh.
Yeah, we need to get some like positive like juju on these markets here. Prince, can you channel some kind of spirits? Or
I'll see what I can do, fellas. I think honestly, I think everyone's gonna be smiling in a month's time. So,
My man. Okay,
yeah.
Here we go. We're giving our fantasy football updates.
Oh,
Moving from positive to positive, even though Prince.
I took an L last week.
I know you're a little bummed.
You know what?
We'll get to you. Remember, so just an update for everyone that's not familiar or doesn't remember. We started 3 podcast leagues. We each have our own league. The winner of each league's plays the last 2 weeks for the Zelle Core Championship, which is the only blockchain and cryptocurrency platform you need. Hold over 20,000 assets in one location. Trade seamlessly with Zelle Core Plus. Check them out at Zelle.network. So they're playing for this title. Last year, was it Pittsburgh that won it last year? You guys remember?
Yeah, he's getting crushed this year.
Yeah, he's getting steamrolled.
I can't lay up because I got to play him, and he steamrolled me last year. And you know what? I don't forget that.
And your management team is,
well,
did you end up firing the coach?
We had a serious talk with the coach. We had a serious chat. Got down, looked him in his eyes, and I had to try and get a feel. Is he going to lead the way or is he not? I'm giving him a chance. Management kind of took over after our first loss. We're 2-1 now. I didn't like a lot of our performance. I thought it was just piss poor all around. Ended up making some moves. So, the message got sent to the fellas, I don't want to lose. We lose, I'm going to have to shake some things up, right? I do.
You're the Jerry Jones of fantasy football.
Slinging trades out there, I'm doing what I got to do. So I got rid of Lamar Jackson and what's this dude's name? Eckler? Yeah, I don't know how to fucking pronounce it.
Hey, you know what, though? How good is that looking now that Gordon's reporting tomorrow?
Well, and that's the thing, right? So now I got Boyd and Mac in return. So, my running backs look fucking good right now with Mac and Chubb. And yeah, that news came out like the day after I had completed this trade. So, and that was like my biggest worry, right? It was like, fuck, like he is
Sell high, baby.
Yeah, exactly. He's playing good, but he's a liability right now. So, you know what? Some moves got made. I'm proud of the team. I'm proud of the management group right now. Things are working out, and we got a big week coming up here.
Yep. So with that said, Prince's League is the OhioBitcoin.com league. OhioBitcoin.com is a crypto market capitalization price index website. Same tools as all the other ones, except they have the real-time price data. GTmetrics.com gave him an A. Check him out, OhioBitcoin.com. So Tunes, it hurts me to say this, my nephew, Tunes, he is winning your league. He is 3-0. He's scored 411.2 points, which is the –
He's got a big game this week, though. That's a heavyweight. I know it's, his opponent's 2-1 and I mopped the floor with him in week 1, but the guy is for real. He's, that's a heavyweight matchup this week there.
So yeah, we're gonna watch that matchup this week. Tunes is overall leading scorer right now, and God help us that this does not continue.
Kudos to him for being a gigantic Giants homer, just like next level.
He is, and he's actually a pretty good kid. You can flip him some shit, and he's gonna take it and flip it right back. So, good lad.
Also loves dinosaur chicken nuggets.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
The sweet potato fries.
Yeah, and then dry noodles underneath. Come on, Tunes.
Yeah, with no sauce.
Yeah, it was funny when he said that in that group chat, and Ledger goes, "This looks like something my 3- and 2-year-old would eat." Okay, moving on. In the Ardor League, it's a platform for business and developers that provides quick, easy, cost-effective, and scalable ways to use a blockchain. Check them out at ardorplatform.org. That's Wales League. Charlie Ponzi is 3-0, has scored 313.8 points. Well, you want to give a little update on your team?
Well, I started 0-2. I won this past week, so I am 1-2 now, still in last place. But I feel better. I feel like the momentum is trending in the right direction. I dumped one of my crappy running backs, picked up Wayne Gallman, who's going to play in replacement of Saquon, who got hurt.
Yep.
So I'm expecting big things from him. I still don't love my team, but I'm really shit at running back, which is kind of important in fantasy. But trending in the right direction.
It'll be all right.
Get them all on the block. They're all on the trade block.
You know what? I've told them all that multiple weeks running now, but they don't seem to get the message. I think I got a bunch of complacent divas.
You got a bunch of guys who aren't respecting management right now. You got to enforce.
I think a power move is in order.
Yes. I need to cut my best player for no reason.
Something big. Something, you got to send a message to
the guys. Got to realize.
I think Julio or Kelsey, they're getting the axe just as a symbolic power move.
Yeah.
And then, you know what, since you're commissioner in the league, drop them, but don't tell them, but then add them back the very end.
I love it. It's beautiful. I've thought so many times about just like sneakily engineering a trade and like hopefully nobody notices. I just steal somebody off somebody else's bench. Because you can do that as the commissioner. I think you can just put people wherever you want.
Hopefully none of them are listening, but yeah, you can
got some things to look into.
I'm just saying I'm not above it.
And you know what? After all, it's our league. Do what the hell we want to do.
It's true.
It'll be fun. It'll be funny when all three of us are fighting at the last 2 weeks on how we're going to rig this to win.
Scrambling, just changing records.
All three of us are league champions, and then we tied last week with point adjustments of, I actually scored 155 million points.
Yeah. Wait, who was saying somebody lost their game by 100 points last week?
Yeah, that was in my league.
It was Pittsburgh.
It's Pittsburgh, my opponent this week. I can't let up. I can't let up.
I don't know how that's possible to lose by 100.
Demands his team listens to the podcast, so he has to clearly send them.
These players, they're tuning in. They know.
They better be, or else they don't respect management.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, final league, Block Party League, which is my league. Block Party leverages digital identity, blockchain, and smart contract technology to bring transparency, security, and fairness to the ticketing process for event creators and attendees. Find out more information at goblockparty.com. HL83, this is Crutch's buddy, is winning. He's 3-0, scored 360.3 points. He's got a pretty solid team, actually. Little update on me. I'm 1-2. I'm not happy. I just can't get the momentum going. I've consulted with some of Prince's upper management, and we made some trades, some pretty gigantic trades. I didn't start him last week, which I got Joe Mixon. I didn't start him because he's been a bum lately. And he got pissed off and made me pay. And I don't blame him because I didn't start him. So it would have won. I would have won my match. So that's coach's fault. We fired the coach.
Just blaming everybody else.
There's only so many weeks in the season.
Yep. Clearly it's not my fault.
Yep. No, I respect
Got fired. We brought someone in, a vet. He's got so many championship rings that
I like this.
Larry Fitz? Is that who you're talking about?
Guy can't even open doors. All these rings on his head.
No, Joe Mixon. Killer.
Wait, who's the biggest problem on your team? Who's been the biggest disappointment?
Oh, Cam Newton. What a turd.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, that was my turd last year. He's
So
no longer.
Why didn't you warn us, Prince?
he's off.
I got Rodgers in now, though, so it's going to be interesting, I guess.
Well,
So
He's been upsetting people, but it'll be interesting. Anyways, yeah, Dale, get back to
yeah, so we had a players-only meeting, which actually they don't know. I have the mirrors are see-through, so I was sitting there listening. Was real encouraged with what they said. Devontae Adams has been underperforming, but he's still working hard. He's coming back. He's ready to go. I'm expecting a big week from Devontae, and if not, he's going to get traded for peanuts.
some New Jersey.
just an insulting trade, just to offend him.
I'm a trade. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm trading him for Andrew Luck.
You guys want to hear something funny? No, this is actually true. Now there was one of the teams I played with, junior. They actually released a guy for a new set of jerseys. That was the condition. Yeah, for a new set of jerseys.
No way.
Yeah,
That's
so like
awesome.
management was like the guy was just a dickhead, right? And he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna go play for the other team," and they were in our division and everything. Well, this was like a few seasons before I had played there, but yeah. Anyway, so management was like, "Fuck you! Oh, you're not leaving easy." And so the team ended up getting in touch with them. It was like, "All right, look, what do you got to do to give them to us?" It was like, "All right, you're gonna buy us a new set of jerseys."
What do they trade him to Dick's Sporting Goods or something? How does this happen?
Yeah,
Where did he go?
Seen some interesting shit, man. No, it was just another team in our league. It was like, it was just another junior team. And
Tell me he got hurt and didn't play.
No, he was good, but he was just, he's an asshole. But yeah, got new jerseys from the guy. So I've heard stories
great.
of some other crazy shit. But yeah, that's
So total. That is so funny. Total league scoring. Prince, your league is in last at 3,824. Whale, yours is second to last, 4,003. And my league is still holding strong. Third week in a row, we are outscoring all of you. So clearly, my 1-2 record is better, almost better than Prince's 2-1 record because my league is better. So thanks for listening. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. So.
all
But
right.
Not when you're losing though. Not that much fun.
It's frustrating. What's frustrating is when you're losing, you're trying to make moves, and no one's making moves with you.
Oh my god, dude! I haven't gotten a single trade done.
I've done 2 trades, and they've all been with the same team. So that says something right there. It's tough to trade.
Especially this early in the year, because, even if you're 0-3, you could still turn it around. But
Yeah.
all right, well,
Yeah.
that's all we got tonight for Whale, Big Daddy Prince, the Canadian Classic, and myself. Thanks for listening. Tip your waitress. Hootskis with the boys. Hop on. There's still time. Hop on the Bears bandwagon. Super Bowl champs. We'll let you. But pretty soon we're going to sail the ship, aren't we, Prince?
Yeah, Trubisky's going to run with things now. You look, that's turning point, week 3.
Yep.
Now we go.
Now we go. All right. Thanks for listening. Take care, everyone. We'll catch you later.